So I'm Tom James, Provost of Teachers College, and welcome to Doing and Undergoing. And I'm very proud to say that this was an idea that came to me in the form of an application or a proposal for the Provost Investment Fund. And that's a seed fund that we use for ideas that can add value to Teachers College, ideas of our faculty for things that we can do that can transform our work, that can advance us into new areas, help us to rethink who we are. And so this proposal came forward to take some concepts of John Dewey around experiencing. Of course, John Dewey was known for being a proponent of learning by doing, but Richard has excavated this deeper concept of undergoing along with doing, where the experience actually changes us and we're transformed by it, and we transform our world through that. And he's applied that to Teachers College in our 125th anniversary year, where we're trying to remember and also reimagine, looking back and remembering, but also looking forward and reimagining who we are, what we stand for, what we're capable of doing. And he's used the lens of art and art making to take memory, spaces, parts of TC's history, and he's woven that into an experience. It's an exhibition, but it's also something that you walk into and you go through it and you experience and you undergo. He's going to say more about that. I just want to say one other thing about the people who are here, members of our community, faculty, staff, students, and others. We have members of the John Dewey Society here who are people who are leaders in annually making gifts to Teachers College, going on 300 strong, raising substantial amount every year that helps to advance the academic and creative work of this institution. And so in some ways, what we're celebrating here tonight, which is about the recollection of Teachers College, you're holding this little institution in your hands as donors who regularly give and help us to move forward in what we're doing. And I want to thank you for that. I'm also in that society. It really matters to me, that we contribute and we help to move forward what work can be done in this place, students, faculty, the impact that we have on people and on society. So once again, thank you. And now I'm going to turn it over to Richard Yoakum.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's wonderful to, after such a long time of so much work with this project, to finally celebrate the opening and the launch of it. I want to say a few words about the vision and the background of the project, or the intention. So this project, Doing and Undergoing, had a number of elements. One of it was that this college, Teachers College, celebrates 125 years anniversary. And we have been doing an exhibition at the Historical Society in spring, and about the history of Teachers College. And then back then, actually, when we started working towards it, we thought it would be beautiful to have an exhibition also taking place not only at Teachers College, but with Teachers College and its building as the canvas. And so that's the beginning of Doing and Undergoing, to find a theme that works for the history of this college, but also that connects to the arts, which is Doing and Undergoing, a theme from John Dewey, as Tom James already said. Meaning doing alone is not enough. We need undergoing. We need the undergoing of experiences so they become transformational. Doing and undergoing both being so essential to learning, but also to the arts. So as we started working towards this exhibition, we needed a curator, and we got a curator, and we needed a theme, and we found a theme, as I said, Doing and Undergoing, that brings this all together. And we created an open call, and had 200 applications from artists, from whom we then selected 22. Today, this is the first time that you have the chance, including me, to meet all these artists. So we have 22 sites across the college in 4 buildings of this college and on 5 floors, with which is not an easy thing to kind of map it. Teachers College is a maze in the sense of you easily get lost, and it's hard to find your way, even if you are here for years. And so we thought this wouldn't work, this exhibition, if we don't kind of create a tool, a device that allows us to navigate, but also to further develop the idea of this project, which is an audio-video guide. So we created a very special device. So both elements, the exhibition across these sites, and they are almost all of them are specifically done for this exhibition. And the exhibition, along with the audio-video guide, they both constitute doing and undergoing. There's a third element that constitutes this, the undergoing of implementing it. Meaning, it took a very long time, and we were working on this almost a year. And I was writing thank you notes on the weekend, and I think I counted the names. There were 108 people that were instrumental in this coming about of this exhibition and audio-video guide. I think so. It didn't just we didn't just establish artwork, etc., but also a community by doing so. The implementation of the project also meant it's huge in scale, and I am only speaking this little, so I don't want to hold too much of your attention, because we are celebrating and you are here to view the works. But I want to say a few words of thank you to the closest of the people I was working with. Linda Hallmark, that is. She was, so to speak, the project manager. And where's Linda? And the curator, I mentioned him, Robert Giro, who was tireless and had a dedication that was just wonderful. You know, Robert was also the ideal curator, because he was not just he wasn't just an artist himself and also a teacher, but also and a curator, obviously. But he also had a construction business, and that helped greatly to work with facilities, and they deserve another applause. A lot of people here are amazed of how we were able to work into the hallways of a fully functioning graduate school, and we could do it thanks to the many people who were helping, and facilities who allowed us to do this. There are many more people that I would like to thank, but in order to not go further, I want to thank the Provost Investment Fund and the team of the Provost. I want to thank the audio-video guide production team, and then I'll talk a little more about the audio-video guide in shortly. But also I want to thank the event management team for tonight. They did a wonderful job, and most importantly, the artists. And this could not have been done without you. There were some proposals which were just unbelievably beautiful, thoughtful, and they are enriching us who we work here through what you have done. This is so beautiful. So we are really celebrating you. Thank you very much. If you I'm coming out of the arts and art education program, and I want to thank Judy Burton for speaking about the program and what this is with the arts. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for being here. If you have walked around this arcane, complicated, crazy building at all in the last few days, weeks, you might well have thought that the British artist Banksy had been at work in Teachers College. He's certainly been at work in New York City, creating these wonderful surfaces that make us see things differently. And you, the artists who have joined us to create magic in this extraordinary building, certainly invite us to those of us who are only too familiar with getting lost and kind of negotiating our way around the building sometimes with difficulty. You have enlivened our journeys around the building because you have made so many little pieces of the building special to us. So thank you for contributing to our community. And one of the things that I do want to say is that what you have done is to help us in our program begin to look at a broader canvas for the education of children and of teachers and of artists themselves. We've come out of schools. We've come out of the boxes in which we traditionally show art and teach art, and we've come out into communities, into buildings, into environments. And this is a whole new journey for us, and it's really very, very exciting. At the same time as this is going on here, we have students in South America working with orphan children in a series of orphanages, doing this work and having the kids transforming their buildings. We've got our students working with artists in Miami, Florida, of all places, who are working with an artist and creating a project that is going to transform a part of Miami as part of Miami Basel. We've got students working with the Harlem Children's Zone, out there working with kids, creating new ways of thinking about and conceiving their environment. So this is where art education has to go. We have to see the world in which we live as part of the larger canvas for the arts. And I think that's what Dewey really meant when he talked about art as experience. It is the experience that we make, all of us, as makers, as undergoers, as creators, in that we make our world special, and in making our world special, we learn to look at it with new eyes. We learn to see things we had not seen before. We learn to pay attention and notice things because our world has been enriched through the arts and the new meanings that the arts endow upon the world in which we live and upon us as human beings. So, Richard, thank you for bringing this to us. I thank my colleagues in art education, too, who've always all been part of this general endeavor. And to the artist, you are really very special. Thank you for being part of who we are and what we do, and reminding us that the arts really are at the heart of education. So thank you.
There are 25 artists altogether who were participating. We have chosen one to say a few words why he was participating in this and a little bit about his work. And we chose one because we didn't want to have a lot of speeches, but and he traveled from afar. And he wasn't he came from Germany and yesterday. And number two, he also has been participating with a piece that's not really the ordinary part of the sites. It's actually part of the library now, and that means in order to see that, you need to go to the library. So welcome, Moritz Partenheimer.
Hello, my name is Moritz Partenheimer. I just, as Richard Jochum said, I came from Germany. I came into this project not knowing how it's going to develop and where it's going. I use photography as my expression for art. So I started to walk around in the building, and I thought I first need to discover the space. And I started to walk for 12 hours straight. And then I figured, as Richard said, it's a maze, so you just need a couple of weeks to explore all the space in this building, and there's so many unique places. And so once I did that, I decided, or I changed the idea of the project, and it became an excavation of the spaces in the building, and almost like a timeline showing the changes through the time that the building has gone through. And the end of the piece, basically there is no end of the piece, as you know, with the maze, it's endless. It turned out to be a piece with 19 photographs, relayering the space by the objects in the space themselves. And so it's a small portfolio or booklet which is in the library where you can see it. But I have to say that usually the original prints, they would be like 40 by 50 inches big, which gives you a lot more detail to look about the space and the uniqueness of this place and the density. And I just want to thank everybody. I know there's so many people involved in this project to make this happen, and it was an amazing experience for me because, as I said, I had no idea what it's going to be about and where it's going, so thank you so much.
Now that you all know how the exhibition looks like, a little bit of it, it would be interesting to know how people react to it. So we thought we want to ask Maxine Green, who is not only a very strong voice in the arts, but also a much loved and admired part of our faculty here.
Very interesting. And now what do we do with this?
We took you on a long tour, right?
That's right.
Half an hour.
Yeah. What I liked was it broke with the taken for granted view or conception of what the college is like and what Dewey is like. It's a fresh look, partly because the space is used. It's not used in ordinary encyclopedia, you know. So I thought it brought a fresh look, which is very important. Because I like people to give up their taken for grantedness. You know, they see something as it might be or as it could be. So imagination works. So it's much more than a kind of ordinary step by step. Look at that tree. That's good enough to be in it.
Very special to interview her. And she wanted to see the entire piece, which was really very, very beautiful. So the exhibition is starting today, right? So this is the start. It will go until December 15th. It's actually open daily, 6 till, no, not 6, from 10 a.m. till 8 p.m. except for Thanksgiving, that weekend. Now you can explore it tonight in different ways, and I recommend the audio-video tour. Actually, in the other space, in the neighboring space, 177, you will find a desk, a table with the audio-video guide. We have 40 pieces. And we recommend you to build little groups. So when you are interested, when you're ready, go there, and as soon as a group of 15 people comes together, we're gonna take you over to the library, because the library is site number 1 and site number 22. So it starts there and it ends there. So that's how you can go about this 30-minute experience today. Then there is another possibility that actually you can, if you have your own devices, you can actually go and use our download stream. That's another possibility. And then you can, later on, you can also, if you know the college really well or you're very confident about that, then you can use one of these maps that you'll find out there. We have prepared some. And find your way on your own. It's not very easy, but and I hope you don't get lost. But the map is there to help you. So that's another way. Or if you want to then go back and see some of the pieces a little more, right? Or again. Then there is another way later on. We offer through the students of the Art and Art Education program guided tours throughout, meaning special tours throughout these 8 weeks of exhibition. You can sign up for it. There's no date yet, but as soon as we have enough interest, we'll put this up. That's another way. And please also consult, because all this information you'll find on the website. And you find a lot of information on the website. So next to the artist's work, you'll find these site maps, right, with a little bit of the labels. With a bit of information, you find way more online on doingandundergoing.net. We'll have at some stage we will talk a little more in depth about this project, and we'll have more artist voices. That will be at the Academic Festival next year in April, and we hope for a performance evening to happen, so that you can undergo another experience. And yeah, thank you all for coming. Enjoy the evening. This is only the start. And thanks very much to the musician, Jim and Angelo, and who you will also experience in the audio-video guide. So, yeah, and group up for the audio-video guide and meet the artists. Thank you very much.